Hello, Awesomes. Hello again. Today we're going to talk about team charter, um, kind of in the context of all of our documents, but more specifically, I know many of you have completed the team charter already. I've looked at a few of them, and I just want to reiterate a few things, maybe point out some things to make sure that you're discussing this week, as I discussed in the week 4 overview video. I'm also going to try to stop moving around as much. My wife tells me that watching my videos because I move around a lot, and I think that's just me fidgety. Probably my ADHD too, or whatever it is. I'm just bouncing off the wall. So anyway, I'm going to try to sit more still, so you guys don't get seasick watching me. Okay. Um, so I'm going to be looking right here. Let's go back into kind of our team writing resources. As we recall, this is where our team management and the team charter documents could be found. And so I'm going to go, we're going to look at the team charter worksheet right now and just make a few suggestions, perhaps, maybe even a recommendation too. Things for us to maybe just be thinking about in general when it comes to this document. I think more than anything, when the team charter becomes really, really, really important is should something happen, right? Should a conflict arise? Remember, we were talking about conflict resolution, talking about that a lot, at least here at the beginning. We want to make sure that we're prepared for that, okay? We don't want to assume things aren't going to happen, but when we talk about, right, when we start the individual commitment, other concerns, right? Conflict resolution, missed deadlines, and what we're putting in these spaces right here is essentially kind of okay. What happens in the event of a conflict? What happens if a team member misses a deadline? If someone submits unacceptable work, what's that process look like? And so these are some things that starting with when you kind of think about the individual commitment. And remember, I said this in the week 4 overview video. If you know, right, if you know already that it sounds like this course is going to be taking up a whole lot of time, and it does, and I've kind of said that from the beginning, not only does it move fast, very rapidly, especially once we get started with project 2, then we're going to move right to project 3, then it's 4A, 4B, 5A, 5B. So it sounds like we have 6 projects, but three of those projects have 2 things within them, because there's the written component, and then there's the oral presentation component. Okay, so you're working together as a team from week to week on a written component, right? In some cases, and an oral component where you need to make a presentation. This presentation works best, all right, when everyone is either on a Zoom call or everyone's in a Google Meet, and the team leader, the team manager, is recording it, right? And then he or she will submit it to me, right? I'll be all set up in Canvas. Once our teams are set, then only one person needs to submit your team's written part as well as the presentation part. I look at it, and when I provide feedback on Canvas, it gets disseminated, okay, propagated, if you will, to everyone who's on that team. So everyone gets to see the feedback, everyone sees the grade, everyone sees everything, okay? So as we're going through this process with that expectation, right, of kind of really stop and think about, look at the syllabus, look at the projects there. Some of them are big, some of them are bulky, all right? There's a lot to do. So be checking your time commitment right here, starting right here, individual commitment. Let's start there, all right? If that generates other concerns, then if we don't address some of these individual commitment or personal goals, because personal goals and individual commitment can kind of be considered hand in hand. All right, if your personal goal is just to pass the class, the rest of your team wants an A, wants to do extremely well. There's not necessarily anything wrong with that, except that we need to address it now, right? So if we have people up here that are at a different expectation, right, or have a different goal, then we can address these as we move down. Then we can say, okay, so and so and so and so is going to do this for this with this level of expectation of grade, and that's where we need to address those things. All right, that's it for this. This will be part 1.